everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast, Stop the Internet Podcast. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Erin.
Do you have any life updates for us? Welcome back to the hot seat.
I know, I feel like I haven't been here in ages. For one, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that I have zero makeup or tanner or anything on right now. So before the haters think I'm ugly, just think about how you would look if you did nothing to your appearance too, okay?
I don't think anyone was going to call you ugly.
I've been called ugly before, okay?
Not in our comments.
Thanks. Secondly, I'm on one tonight because I got stuck at work an extra 3 hours in surgery. So give me one story that sends me and I will go off. And third, a couple weeks ago, one of my coworkers was like, oh, do you know your personality type? And I was like, I have no idea what that means. So he gives me this quiz. He's like, oh, you have to take this like however many questions it was.
Is it the Enneagram?
No.
Okay.
It's like a name or something. So there's like maybe like 16 types you can have. And when you take it, it tells you like what famous people have the same personality type as you. And my number one person was Taylor Swift.
Wow.
I know. And I was like, oh, I just knew we were soul sisters.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift was in New Jersey, not far from us.
She was. I thought about going. I really did. There was already so many people swarming the streets. And
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, like you want them to be able to live their lives and go to weddings too.
It is like kind of crazy that she will never be able to live a normal life in the slightest. Like she will never be able to go anywhere that people don't know who she is.
That makes me want to cry for her.
I saw that some people think her PR team released the locations, but I don't know. I feel like people are just psycho and like post her on TikTok.
People
and
just
then
follow her out of her house and they will sit in the car for 3 hours to find out where she's going. It's just, she's never going to get away.
It's kind of sad.
But I feel her pain because of the same personality type as her.
Right. Okay, I was thinking about another thing recently because I just stayed in a hotel. Do you think hotels change the sheets and blankets and towels every time somebody stays in them?
Yes, because on multiple occasions as a child, I've lost my stuffed animals in the sheets because they come and collect them. And I left my stuffed animals or my blankies or whatever as a kid in the hotel bed when we left for the day. And when we came back, they were gone. And housekeeping was like, we're sorry. Yeah, we pull the sheets and they're shipped off to the laundromat service.
True. Okay, I didn't think about that. That was in Disney World though, right?
No, it's happened. I think it happened other places
okay.
too.
I was going to say Disney World's probably on their game.
It did happen in Disney World. They gave me a Minnie Mouse because I lost my 2 little kittens.
Sad.
But it did happen somewhere else as well. I don't know where. It was like your average hotel. But I do think for the most part they do. They really have no reason not to.
I feel like just laziness would be the reason not to.
Yeah, that's
true. Or
true.
money.
That's
I don't
true.
know. I was just thinking about it because I'm like, I walk into a hotel and I just take my shoes off and I sit on the bed and I go in the bathroom and I just don't think anything of it. And then it's also weird to think about all the strangers that are just in the building with you at the exact same time. And the only thing separating you is a wall.
Yeah.
I guess that's how it is in apartment buildings though.
Facts.
Hotels are just a weird concept. And if anyone has ever worked at a hotel or known someone that worked at a hotel, can you please tell me if they actually clean the sheets? I feel like they clean the sheets, but they don't clean the top blanket.
Maybe not.
And it's like my face is touching that top blanket.
Yeah, I had a friend in college who was very skeeved out by hotel beds. And I get it, like, you know, to each their own. But she would bring a blanket and a pillow and sleep on the hotel floor before she slept in the hotel bed.
Ew.
And I'm like, that's straight nasty. Because at least sometimes the hotel sheets are getting washed. That carpet is never getting disinfected. You don't know who stepped in dog crap or gum on the sidewalk before they came in here.
Ew. Oh, that's bad.
No. Yeah, that was nasty to me.
Ew, gross. Well, speaking of privileged travelers, today we're talking about entitled people.
Oh, great. Wait, can I say one more thing?
Okay.
My favorite Instagram that I follow, it's called A Puppy and a Bunny. And You heard.
You told me. You heard. Word travels fast.
The bunny just passed away, and the dogs have been... So it used to just be a dog and a bunny. They got a second dog a few months ago, and the dogs have been very upset. And I did cry at work when I read the news, and then I cried at work when they posted their... Like, they didn't post for a month, and then they posted a month later about the dog being sad and how he dreamt about the bunny that night, and I cried at work.
How do they know? It's just like a cute Is it just a cute sentimental Instagram caption?
Yeah.
Damn, that's so
no, it's
sad.
like a whole video. Oh my God, it sent me. I went out with some people after work, and I had told them all, and I was like, you guys have cried at work today. I guess apparently I came home and told Kelly. I don't know, but it was sad. Everyone send your love to Bear and Cub from A Puppy and a Bunny Instagram. They need your love right now.
Second episode in a row that we're having a discussion about bunnies. Last week's episode, we also talked about bunnies.
Oh, that's right.
I got emotional, even if it didn't show.
I got very emotional over Mighty Small dying.
Sad. Okay, well, on that note.
On a positive note.
Let's get into it. Am I the asshole for giving my future mother-in-law 3 days to pay me for a new wedding dress, or else I show the family a photo of her wearing it? So I'm getting married to my fiancé soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. His mom, my future mother-in-law, kept pestering me about trying it on, but I firmly refused. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try it on.
Oh, she wanted to try it on. She wasn't pestering her to try it on.
The mother-in-law wanted to try on
the wedding dress.
Okay.
Psycho.
Okay. Her reasoning for persisting so much, she says it's because of her love for wedding dresses and her obsession with them.
What?
Fast forward to yesterday, I came home from work early and I found my fiancé at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my room.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
While trying to text somebody on his phone. I opened the door and was shocked to see his mom standing there wearing my dress. I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her in it. She and my fiancé freaked out after I told her that she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days or else I'll show the whole family the photo. She started crying and then left.
She started crying?
And then left, and my fiancé blew up at me saying I can't be serious and that I overreacted.
No.
Because his mom just wanted to try the dress on. No harm done. But I refused to listen to him because in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't want it anymore. And so I think it's fair that she pays me after she ruined it for me. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that, as if she was an enemy. We had a fight after he failed to get me to back down, and he's been staying with his mom since then. I felt awful, but I spent $3,000 on this dress and worked hard to get it. I can't stand looking at it, but people in my family think I am escalating things and risking my relationship with not only my future mother-in-law, but my fiancé as well. Am I the asshole?
Risk it. Call off the wedding. Psycho, do not marry into a psychotic family.
Ew. Why? This is so fucking weird.
What a psycho. And what man allows his mother to try on his fiance's wedding dress?
Who would, because he's like, he has to see the mom wearing it. Or he has to just know, ew, that's so
And if
weird.
she is so concerned about the whole family seeing her in her daughter-in-law's wedding dress, maybe she shouldn't have put it on.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. I'm actually like, I have no words to express how freaking weird this is.
I just can't. Like, I'm picturing my mom asking to put on someone else's wedding dress. Like, it just would absolutely never happen. Like, no normal person wants to put on their daughter's, like, okay, I feel like I wouldn't. I was gonna say, maybe I would get it if your friend was getting married and you're like, I've never been married, like, I've never even touched a wedding dress, let alone put one on, like, can I try on your dress? But I'm like, no, even that is freaking weird.
I had friends that did that once. Like, this one girl got married and then her other friend was like at her house. And they were
after?
Like, yeah, after.
Oh, I don't think it's weird.
Like,
I mean,
she was
after.
like, they were like, oh, let's go put her in so-and-so's wedding dress. And I was like, I don't know that I would want to put on someone else's wedding dress.
I mean, I don't think it's that weird after if it's like your best friend and you're like,
I guess maybe.
Oh, cute. Like, let's play dress up. Like, after a wedding, the wedding dress is kind of like, I mean, maybe I've never been married, nor have I ever had a wedding dress. So maybe this is not true. But I kind of feel like after the wedding, it's like you wear the dress once and then what? Like, you put it in a box and like maybe you make it into something else later on. But like, I feel like a lot of people after their wedding, they just lose the dress. Like, how many people
lose it? Where did it go?
I've heard so many people be like, I have no idea where my wedding dress even is.
Where does it go?
I don't know. I guess it goes in a box like in the basement or the attic or something. I don't know.
My God.
I feel like if after a wedding, if someone asked a bride, like if they were in a good mood and whatever, and they were being friendly and they had a healthy relationship, and somebody said, oh my God, you should try on my wedding dress, or can I try on your wedding dress? And both parties consented and they were both having fun with it. It's like, okay, I've never been in that situation, but maybe people have. It's not my thing, but maybe it's someone else's thing.
I don't know.
But
I've had a lot of friends, family, whatever, get married, and I've just never felt the desire to put on someone else's wedding dress.
Me neither. No, me neither.
I don't know. Are we the weird ones? Are we like the ones that are all out of sorts here?
I was going to say, what if the groom's future father-in-law started asking the groom if he could try on a suit? But I still feel like that's
or
not
like
even
his wedding band.
Yeah, his wedding. Well, no.
Oh, I have a gold wedding band. You have titanium. Like, you mind if I try yours on so I can see how it looks?
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I think I'm being hypocritical.
Because you've tried on people's engagement rings.
Literally every time someone gets engaged, I'm like, can I try on your engagement
I've never
ring?
asked because I think it's so weird and I will never let anyone else try on my engagement ring.
Oh, everyone I've asked is like, yeah, here. And hands it right over to me.
I know you've tried on my friends' engagement
I know.
rings.
Because they're so pretty and I just want to look at them.
Yeah, no, I've never asked. I'm like, no, that's like someone's special thing.
I guess. But if they're like taking it off, showing it anyway.
Why? They don't, no, they're not normally taking it off to show it.
I've seen people take off their wedding ring and like look at the detail on it.
I've not seen that. I normally just see them like hold their hand up and like.
I guess
you know what?
like
I don't know. I don't have a
someone
wedding
like
ring.
briefly and you're like, here.
No, I feel like normally people just like put their hand out and then everyone like holds their hand and they're like, oh, cute.
Okay. You know, maybe I'm weird for doing that, but in the settings that I've done it, other people have done it too. It was like a group setting. I'm thinking of a specific person.
Who?
I'm not going to say. I don't know. Okay, maybe that's weird. But if I got a wedding ring and somebody asked me to put it on.
I got a wedding ring.
If one day someone proposes to me and one of my friends was like, oh, can I try it on? I wouldn't find it weird. So maybe I wouldn't find it weird if someone would. Okay, you guys, I think I'm being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Because I think it's. Okay, wait. I think I've made up my mind. I think it's weird because the mother-in-law asked to put it on. No, I feel like jewelry is different. I think jewelry is different than an entire dress that's like custom made for you. I guess a ring is custom made for you. I don't know. For some reason it's different in my mind.
I guess because the wedding dress is supposed to be a secret, a surprise. No one's supposed to see it before the wedding.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
Okay, and maybe like if this girl didn't give a shit and her mother-in-law was like, "Oh, can I try on your dress?" and she was like, "Yeah, sure." Different. I think the real problem is that the mother-in-law won't stop asking and basically forcing her way into this dress even when she doesn't have consent from the owner of the dress.
No. But what kind of creep is the son that he was like, yeah, mom, she's not home. Go sneak up to the bedroom and I'll text you when she comes in and you'll put the dress away really quick. Like, that man's is weird.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, I agree.
Freak.
There's so many things that are weird about this, but I'm just trying to do some self-reflection and figure out if I'm a hypocrite, because I might be. But something in my mind is just, I feel like almost like a dress is more intimate than a piece of jewelry.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't really put that much weight into a ring. Like, we've talked about this before. It's like,
you don't put that much weight into a ring, yet you talk all the time about how
I'm saying like, A ring to me just like is a piece of jewelry that you just get.
Yeah.
And like, yes, it means something, but it doesn't like represent a marriage, nor does a dress though. I don't know. I think I'm being hypocritical, but for some reason they're different in my mind and I don't know why. But I do think this is fucking weird. But if the mother-in-law was like, oh my God, your ring, like, can I see it? Can I try it on? I'd be like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
But
I guess, I don't know.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, I do think it, I mean, I think it's weird. I don't know. I don't even think it's weird. Just like I've never asked someone to try on their wedding ring or their engagement ring, just because to me that's like special. I don't know. Like I was at one of my friend's engagements and the groom's mom had the ring with her before the bride got there. And someone was like, oh, should we see the ring? And then we were all like, no, like we shouldn't see it before she sees it.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, it's like a special thing. And then like after that, people would be like, oh, can I try on your ring? And I'm like, no, it's a special thing. Like, I don't want to try it on. So I still feel that way about the rings. Like, you might not think it's a special thing, but I'm not going to ask you to try on your ring type of thing. But I just think the dress thing is weird. I think A, because it's your mother-in-law. B, because it's like a wedding dress is supposed to, like, in a way, it's a secret. Like, people don't normally show their wedding dresses to people ahead of time. Yeah. And C, it's just freaking fricked that she went over their house when she wasn't home and the son, like, literally allowed her to go up to their bedroom and, like, put it on and then try to, like, protect her and then say, you can't show anyone in the family that picture of my mother in your wedding dress before the wedding. That's weird. But it's not weird that I allowed my mother to go up there and try on your wedding dress.
Oh, no, they know that it's weird. That's why they're embarrassed of the photo. They know it's weird and they know it's wrong and they know they're being shady, or else they would be like, oh yeah, show everyone. Nothing about this is odd or weird or strange or negative.
No, okay, I think you got what you deserve. If you didn't want that to get out, you shouldn't have done it.
I agree. Okay, I think maybe I'm getting closer to why I don't think it's as weird. One, because when you look at a piece of jewelry, it's like, oh, are you going to just hold it in your hand or are you going to put it on your finger and like look at it from all sides? Another thing is I'm a wedding photographer, so every single weekend I go and I pick up somebody else's ring, and when I'm like transporting it from like the makeup chair to where I'm photographing all of the details, I put it on my finger because that's the safest place for it. Yeah. And I'm not going to drop it. I'm not going to lose it. It's going to remain there until I take it off and then like carry it and put it back on.
Are you sure about that? Because one time Kelly asked one of my best friends if she could try on her Cartier love ring, and then literally within like 30 seconds walking down the street, it just like flew off her finger.
Okay, we were drunk and
not that drunk because I remember it.
I remember it too. No, we were drunk, we were walking and it was dark, we were on the move.
Even better.
And she didn't care. We were literally having a full conversation about love rings and whatever, and I was like, should I get one? Like, I don't know. And maybe I did ask first, but maybe she offered. I don't remember because I was drinking. But okay, I don't know. I don't think the ring thing is weird, also because to put on a ring it takes like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
but to put on a dress, it's an entire ordeal. Like, you have to go into a private setting, take off all your clothes, take the wedding dress out of the bag, and most wedding dresses come wrapped in cardboard, or there's cardboard and paper inside so that they hold their form. They're in a plastic bag to keep them clean leading up to the wedding. So did she take it out of all of this stuff, put it on her naked body, and then she was gonna take it off, put all the stuff back inside? Or was she gonna do that? Did she care enough to do that? I don't know. $3,000 is fucking expensive for a dress. So I'm gonna guess that it was stuffed with all the stuff to keep the form, and it was wrapped in the plastic, and it had like 14 straps attaching it to the hanger. I don't know. I just think it's a lot more of a process to take a wedding dress off of the hanger that it came from like the factory in. And or I guess maybe it's not a factory, maybe it's handmade, whatever. But the original packaging is a lot more intense than just being like, can I try on the piece of jewelry that you're already holding in your hand anyway? Guys, maybe I'm wrong. But I do know this. If I ever asked someone to try something on and they said no, I'd be like, okay. And I'd shut my fucking mouth.
You wouldn't offer them $100?
No, maybe. Depending on how pretty the ring was.
$100 to try something on that someone is literally telling you absolutely not.
That
and
is
then you just
so
shadily
bizarre.
do it for free.
She's bargaining with her. She's like, can I try it on for free? No. $100? What is $100?
That just reminded me of this Instagram real fun fact for everyone out there. I don't have TikTok. I watch everything, whatever it is, 3 weeks later on Instagram Reels. So if you're ever bored and you just like need someone to share dog videos with, please send them to me. I love a dog video. But someone sent me a dog video and I was watching it and it was just like a guy having a conversation with his dog and he was telling the dog to sit and the dog was like, no, like you said you weren't going to raise me the way your parents raised you and be so demanding and tell me to sit because you said so. And so the dog was like bargaining with the owner and he was like, I'll sit for 3 treats. And the guy was like 2 and the dog was like 3 and the guy was like 1 and he was like, the dog was like, okay, fine. And like half sits down and then jumps back up and he goes, wait, 2. And I just like,
I'm so confused.
I love dog videos. It was like the thoughts of the dog as to why he wouldn't sit when the owner said sit.
Okay.
And the dog was like saying like, oh, I'll do it for 3 treats. And the owner was like 2. And the dog was like 3. And the owner was like, fine, 1.
I get that it was going back and forth.
Well, so I was just thinking that the dog is like this woman.
Right. The woman, the mother-in-law is like a dog.
And she's like, for $100. And she's like, no. And she's like, just like,
okay,
does it anyway.
I get it.
Okay, anyway. My mind is on these Instagram animals right now.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so moving past the weirdness of like the difference between a ring and a dress, which, you know what, maybe I'm wrong and I will accept it if I'm wrong. But anyway, on to the second level of weirdness, which is this mom was so desperate that she's offering to pay her, which is like, if you're going to pay $100 to try on a dress, why don't you just go to a bridal salon?
I was going to say that when you read the story.
Yeah.
Like when you read the line that was like, because she's so obsessed and just loves wedding dresses, go to the bridal salon.
Yeah, like there's a reason why she wants to try on her daughter-in-law's dress. Is it because she's in love with her son?
Oh,
Is it because she's jealous of the daughter or the daughter-in-law?
I don't know. Like if I was that obsessed with a dress that someone bought, I would just go to the store and try it on.
Yeah.
Even if it's the same dress. It's less weird to go to the salon and try it on than to sneak into your kid's bedroom and sneak it on.
I mean, it's bizarre regardless, but yes, if you are really that desperate, do your thing where nobody can see you, you know? Sneak into a bridal salon, don't tell anyone where you're going, try on the dress for your own weird, guilty pleasure, and never speak of it again. It's just fucking weird that she like manipulated. And then what was she telling the son? Oh, so your fiance, she told me to my face, please do not try on my wedding dress. It's the one thing that means something to me. And I really want to try it on still. So will you let me into your personal bedroom so I can sneak into her closet, take it out of the wrapping, try it on, and you can guard the door just to make sure she doesn't come in and find out? And then the guy said, yes? Come again? Sorry. What the fuck?
It is really strange. Like I said before, I genuinely don't have the words to put my thoughts out there as to how bizarre I think this is.
Yes.
I just can't fathom it. Like, literally, if this happened, I would look my fiance in the eye and be like, what the frick is going on in your family? And do I want parts of this? Yes or no?
Yeah, he needs to be there for his partner. And that first should have come in him saying no to the mom. But you know what? Let's say that the mom lied to him. Let's say that he is a good person and the mom, his own mother, came to him and said, hey, son, your fiance, she told me I could try on her dress, but she just didn't want to be there, or she said she wasn't going to be home at this time. No, she didn't, though, because the guy was keeping watch.
Yeah.
But I was going to give the son, the future husband, the benefit of the doubt for the second and say maybe the mom lied to him and was like, oh, she said I could come over Tuesday at 4:00 when she's at the store and just try it on because she's busy or something like that. And then he was like, oh, okay, sure. Maybe he's not a bad guy. But no, he knew he was doing something wrong because he stood outside the door and he tried to keep her from going in because he knew that
he frantically was texting someone when she walked in the house.
Yeah. He knew that she did not want the mom wearing the dress.
They are all in cahoots. It's bizarre. It's weird. Call out your fiance. Call out your mother-in-law. Call out the extended family.
He chose his mom again. They
always choose their mom.
When he... Not always. The bad ones do. The manipulated ones do.
Let's not be hypocritical here, because I'll always choose my mom over anyone else. But boys, Don't choose your mom.
It just is bizarre. It's bizarre and disturbing.
It's bizarre in these scenarios.
And if I get engaged ever and someone wants to try on my wedding ring, you can.
If I get engaged ever and your mother asks me to try on my wedding ring and then does it in secrecy because I said no, the wedding is off. Okay? Think about that before you sneak your mother into my bedroom. All right?
Sneak your mother into my bedroom. It's creepy.
It's creepy and it's weird.
Okay. Wow, I'm really going to rethink all of my actions now.
I'm going to rethink all of my thoughts.
There was an update on that one. She said, my fiance called and offered to pay for the dress himself so we can end the conflict.
No,
that's
because
not
that's
the point.
No, and that's still coming out of your money at the end of the day.
Exactly. He wants me to hand him my phone so he can delete the photo, swear that I don't have any copies to use against his mom later.
No.
Swear to
Email
him?
it to yourself, text it to yourself, call it to yourself, FaceTime it to yourself, make copies, put it on a flash drive, and mail it to a secret, what's that called? A lockbox at the bank.
Yeah.
Put it in one of those.
It annoys me that he's like, swear to me that you don't have any copies.
No,
And
swear
then-
to me that your mother's not a psycho.
Yeah, swear to me that you'll have my back when I try to ask
Swear
something
to
of
me
my
that
mother-in-law.
you'll set that dress on fire and get her to pay for the new one.
Yeah. What is this swear to me?
Swear to me.
No. Swear to me that you'll stand up for me and pick me, your partner, over your mom when she's being psycho. No. I'm not
Swear to
swearing
me.
anything to you. Apologize to his mom. Oh, he wants her to apologize to the mom.
Her to apologize?
Please.
Please.
And lastly, he asked that I quit his family group chat and log out of Facebook for at least a month. He's literally saying, can you just not read your phone and not look at my mom's Facebook post for the next month because she's gonna be talking shit about you and I don't want you to see it after you apologize to her. Call it off. Thank you.
Off the
Thank
wedding.
you to the universe for showing us now.
We are not going to the chapel and we are not gonna get married.
But I think before you break up with him, accept his terms and conditions and say, fine, Venmo me $3,000 and I'll do the rest of the things. When it's in your Venmo, in your bank account,
Call
and
off
it's
the wedding.
already been transferred and you got your money back, then call it off.
Yes, facts. And then give all your classified information to a Nigerian prince who will send you all the money you want through a wire transfer. That's what I see the people on the TVs do.
Only good advice here. Okay, moving on. I could talk about that story for 25 more minutes.
I'm shook. What is the top comment?
The top comment, not the asshole. Quote, he yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that. This is concerning. Wake up to what? That he's always going to take her side? What about how she treated you when she violated a very simple boundary of not freaking wearing your dress? It's insane that not only did she asked repeatedly. I agree.
Thank you.
Why would you marry someone who went against your wishes like this and then treated you like the villain for being upset your boundaries were crossed?
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Am I the asshole for accidentally revealing my sister-in-law is pregnant? L, 31 female, used to be married to my brother-in-law, 37 male. Brother-in-law is now married to Julie, 40 female. Even though L and brother-in-law are divorced, I still see her as my sister-in-law. Brother-in-law divorced her, I didn't. We are still very close and refer to each other as our sister-in-law. Last month, I, 40 female, joined Facebook as one of my siblings is moving abroad next year and I want to keep in contact with them. L is in a relationship with James, 40 male. L has recently announced on social media that she is pregnant with the third child. She and brother-in-law have twins. She's due in March. She had posted it on her social media, which she does not have Julie or brother-in-law on. I have added Julie and brother-in-law to keep the peace in the family, but Elle has shown me how to change the settings on posts. So if I want to post something that has her in it, then Julie and brother-in-law can't see it. Okay. So the ex-wife is pregnant.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. I have started to crochet and knitting for Elle's new baby. For the twins, I made blankets and I made hats and cardigans that they came home in. I wanted to do the same for the new baby as well, as I know Elle has kept these items for her children and I don't want my new niece or nephew to feel left out. I posted a picture of the hat that I made for the new baby on one of my children's teddies. I captioned it, very excited to be knitting and crocheting for a new family baby, and I'm excited to become an aunt again. I didn't tag anyone in it. I didn't say who was having the baby or anything. As I hadn't mentioned Elle in it at all, I figured it would be safe to let brother-in-law and Julie see it. Well, Julie commented underneath the post demanding I take it down, furious that I dared to post about her being pregnant. I had no idea that she was pregnant. Julie never struck me as wanting more children, as she is so cold with the twins and my children. Brother-in-law and Julie have now been contacting me and my husband, 40 male, demanding that we take down the post, telling us that we should know better than to announce someone else's pregnancy. Julie has said that we are making her sick with stress as she didn't want it to be announced this early. Julie is 7 weeks pregnant. I haven't said anything to brother-in-law or Julie about Elle being pregnant, as I know Elle wouldn't want them to know. I have left the post up, but have told Julie and brother-in-law that the post wasn't about them, and that I'm not just an aunt to their future child, and that I have siblings who could also be expecting. I feel like I might be the asshole, as my post has accidentally revealed that Julie is pregnant, even if it was revealed by Julie herself. I feel bad about it, as I know how stressful those early weeks can be, with worrying that everything is okay before your 12-week scan.
I absolutely hear the concern. Like, I really feel bad for Julie, who, like, you know, thinks that it's all out there now and you don't want people to know. How conceited to just assume someone who has other siblings. Or if you're only 7 weeks, chances are you haven't told anyone. Why would you assume that she knows if you didn't tell her? And why would you assume that she's not even close with you? You're assuming she's knitting and crocheting for your baby that she doesn't even know about?
The entitlement is real.
If I would probably have gone to Elle and been like, listen, girly, as my bestie, this drama's blowing up. Do you care if they find out you're pregnant? Because what I would do is I would just edit the post and tag Elle and be like, yes. And be like, I'm knitting for Elle and my future niece or nephew.
Yeah.
Because that's who told me that they're pregnant.
It's so annoying, though, because it's like, she shouldn't have to do that. Like, she's getting attacked just because this girl is, like, crazy and just assuming that every post is about her. Like, if
People are rogue, dude.
I would hope that if I was pregnant and I thought somebody outed me, I wouldn't just jump to conclusions and be like, oh, after, like, you know, the history of this person is that they've never outed a secret, that I can trust them, that I've gotten along with them. I would hope that I wouldn't be like, why the hell did you out me? I would hope that I would text them and be like, hey, by the way, who is your post about? Just want to make sure that it's not who I think it is, or something like that. And then if she says, oh, it's about my friend who you don't know, or it's about like X, Y, and Z, or I can't share just yet, but it's not about, or I guess she didn't even know about Julie's pregnancy. Or maybe she did. I don't know.
Doesn't sound like it.
Julie could have been a nice person and been like, hey, I know that it would be unlike you to do this, but I just want to confirm that that post wasn't about me. And like, surprise, we're pregnant if you didn't know. Or something like that. Like, why was Julie so quick to think that everyone's talking about her and assume the worst of her sister-in-law? Like, that's your own fault. And then her commenting on Facebook and saying, why would you post this about me? I'm pregnant. And then being like, you outed me. No, bitch, you outed yourself. Read the comments. You did it to yourself.
You know what? I've only met a few Julies in my day. And they all seem to have fallen from the same tree.
Oh my God. Damn. I didn't know we were naming names.
Well, we've been naming names.
I think these might be fake names.
Oh. I've met a few pregnant people in my day.
And they all suck. Just kidding.
Just kidding. No, Julie's batshit crazy. The girl shouldn't feel bad. Like, I understand feeling bad because, 7 weeks is crazy early. I wouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell someone that it could have possibly gotten to my sister-in-law to then think she posted about me on Facebook. I just wouldn't tell anyone.
Well, but the thing is, people are allowed to tell people. So it's not like, maybe we wouldn't tell anyone, but I really don't think Julie is in the wrong for telling people, for doing whatever she wants. She's wrong for accusing her sister-in-law for outing her when she has no freaking clue. If she wanted to even tell her sister-in-law, she could tell anyone she wants. Just because she doesn't want to post it on Facebook, she has the right to tell people in her private life and then still be upset if those people go and post it on Facebook.
True, but it doesn't sound like she even told sister-in-law, so it's like...
Yeah, I guess we don't know if she told her or not, but she's even crazier if she didn't tell her.
Yeah, she's definitely crazy.
But something tells me she told her, though, because how...
No, I get the vibe she didn't.
If you didn't tell someone... Okay, let's see. There's an edit. Both my sister and Alice, my sister-in-law, brother's wife, are pregnant. Brother-in-law is my husband's younger brother. Apologies for not adding this. I don't think it was important. The twins are excited for their new sibling, but haven't seen their dad in ages. I woke up this morning to see Julie's comments have been deleted. This isn't normal Julie behavior. I have never known her to apologize for anything. My sister called me this morning to ask if Julie apologized to me. I asked her how she knew Julie had messaged me. Turns out she had seen the post knowing that it was for Elle, but had messaged Julie angrily, having a go at her for making a big deal over a hat for my sister's baby.
Wait, the twins haven't even seen their dad in years?
Is that relevant?
No, but what the fuck?
Oh, well, no. The twins might not be...
The twins are Elle and brother-in-law's kids.
Are they? Do we know that?
I'm pretty sure she said that. Brother-in-law and Julie are just fucking shitty people.
Oh, yeah, they are. The twins are brother-in-law's kids. Oh, shit.
Fuck them.
Wait, oh my God. I almost thought that was like an irrelevant piece of information.
I mean, it is, but what the fuck?
No, that's so crazy.
Sorry, I said I was going to be on one tonight, and now I'm just pissy.
Oh my God, brother-in-law sucks too then.
Brother-in-law's a piece of shit. What the hell?
Ew.
He deserves Julie.
Elle had messaged Julie angrily, having a go at her for making a big deal over a hat for my sister's baby. She told Julie that she hadn't announced it yet and had told me that if I was posting to make it vague. My sister hasn't announced publicly that she's pregnant, as she isn't that much further along than Julie. My sister knows I don't have a good relationship with Julie. Yeah, so I'm gonna assume, like, based off of this, that Julie did not tell her. So she literally didn't tell anyone, and she still assumed this post was about her. I mean,
and they don't even see brother-in-law's fucking kids. Like, they're not good people.
I'm gonna cut her like the tiniest bit of slack and say that when you're pregnant, your hormones change and people act different. Some people act crazier than maybe they would if they weren't pregnant and experiencing this whole like body change. But considering that she and Elle didn't get along to begin with, the dad is an absent father to his twins from the previous marriage, and Julie pulled this, like, I don't know. I feel like all of these are painting her in a bad light.
It's so weird to think about the fact that OP is still close with Elle and sees her niece/nephew twins, and they don't even see their dad, who is related to, like, that makes them related to OP. Right. What kind of concoction is going on here?
Julie did it to herself.
Yeah, Julie did this whole thing. You know what? I know a Julie. I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm just kidding. No, these people do this to themselves. Julie caused this. This is Julie's fault. Move on before I get more pissy about this story.
Okay, this one's going to be worse, probably.
Oh my God.
Maybe not. We'll see. Am I the asshole for not wanting all of my fiance's large family at my wedding? My fiance and I got engaged a month ago. For the most part, he is not all that interested in wedding planning. However, there's one major part of our wedding that is causing lots of issues between us, and that is deciding how large of a wedding we should have. I've always imagined a medium-sized wedding of maybe 60 guests. The idea of planning and paying for a wedding with 100 plus sounds exhausting and wouldn't create the wedding I've always dreamed of. The problem, however, is that my fiance has a very large family that are all fairly close. He has 6 full siblings, 3 older half-siblings, 4 younger half-brothers, 3 step-siblings, plus 2 former step-siblings he's close to. He has
Julie, what did you do?
God damn it, Julie. He has 14 nieces and nephews and 6 great nieces and nephews. Damn, okay, she wasn't kidding when she said big family. This is
like immediate family, too. This isn't like your cousins and their plus ones.
Yeah, this is just his siblings. Wow, and nieces and nephews.
Julie, what?
His dad is one of 9, so he has lots of cousins, first, second, third. He has 3 living grandparents plus 4 step-grandparents and 3 living great-grandparents. This man is like a freak of nature in like a good way. Like, how could you be an adult with that many kids, that many great-grandkids, and living grandparents and great-grandparents? How old are these people?
Wait, so he has living great-grandparents. So they have great-grandparent, grandparent, parent,
niece and nephew.
And then great niece and nephew. So that's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
generations. Chilling at the wedding.
That's insane.
Julie, no.
That's insane. Oh my God. I cannot imagine.
Holy cow.
That's crazy. I mean, it's really cool. Like, imagine having, because then his great-grandparents have what? Great-great-grandkids?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Great-great-grandkids.
Oh my God, I hope they have like lots of family photos and make it on the news or something.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see them on the news.
That is so cool. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Sorry.
This isn't a family that only see each other at weddings, funerals, and the occasional reunion. They are actually in each other's lives and have a close bond. The family he wants to invite is already way over 60, and that's before we even consider some of their spouses. Wait, spouses. So not even like boyfriends. Oh my God,
double everything we just said.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
My family is a lot smaller. I have my parents plus my unmarried younger sister. My dad has one sister who is married with one daughter, and my mom has a brother and a sister, and they each have 2 children. I have one living grandparent, and I'm not close with my more extended family, so I will not be inviting them to my wedding. My fiance and I also have a large group of friends, and our non-negotiable friend invites come to 27. I've suggested to my fiance that he should pick 30 to 40 family members he wants in attendance so that his family isn't so heavily represented compared to mine. He will still have double the family I do if he does manage to narrow it down. I also suggested doing a separate party at his dad's house in his hometown before or after the wedding where he could invite any of the family he wants and they wouldn't have to travel far. However, my fiance thinks I'm being an asshole because I don't want 70 plus of his rowdy family members at my wedding. So now the truth is coming out.
She is kind of being an asshole.
Okay. One of my friends also agrees with him and thinks a larger wedding will be fun and that my fiance won't enjoy the day as much if he feels there's people missing. My future father-in-law has also been pressuring me about a larger wedding and has offered to pay to facilitate this.
I was just going to ask if he was going to pay for it.
I don't think I'm being an asshole about this, and neither do my parents. They agree that the groom's family shouldn't so heavily outweigh mine. Am I the asshole?
You are the asshole, not for the reasons that you think you're the asshole. She thinks that she's not the asshole because she doesn't want too many people there because she wants a medium-sized wedding. But that's not what she said. She is the asshole because she said she doesn't want 70 rowdy people. She doesn't want a big wedding. She doesn't want her family underrepresented. That makes you the asshole.
Yeah.
You're not the asshole because you want a small wedding and you don't want to pay for 100 people there. That doesn't make you an asshole. What makes you an asshole is that you called his family rowdy and you said you don't want them there because it won't be your dream wedding. And quite frankly, your husband's probably not really going to notice who isn't there. You could draw the line and do like one of those like no kids allowed. If there's like, you know, nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews, that's a lot of kids. Like do one of those like no kids allowed things or something like that. You can draw the line. Maybe draw the line at cousins. You have so much immediate family that we can't do cousins.
But the thing is, why should he be punished for coming from a family that has a lot of people? Like, he doesn't control the size of his family. And so just because she happens to come from a family that has maybe an average amount or a smaller amount of people in it, she just automatically gets to invite 100% of her family.
Yeah.
And then because he just happens to come from a big family, which he has absolutely no control over, he is now being punished. And it's like, oh, well, you're only allowed to invite 50% of your family. So regardless of the numbers, like, why is she entitled to 100% of family and he's only entitled to 50? Or for him, there's a line that's being drawn.
Yeah, that's fair.
I get that she wants to have an intimate wedding, but like, it's just not fair.
I think that like the difference, I guess, is like if you want an intimate wedding, then a line has to be drawn where it's like immediate family on both sides, where it's like only siblings for you and only my siblings, and maybe for you that's 10 people and for me that's 1, but we can't do all of my cousins and all of my aunts and uncles if you can't. So I get that. I think if you want an intimate wedding, you have to draw a line on both sides.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Totally.
So if you want the intimate wedding, work it out with your fiance. Do not just like call his family rowdy. And I mean, because we have that. We have a rowdy, oversized, extended family. And if I wanted an intimate wedding, I wouldn't invite all of my cousins and aunts and uncles and plus ones.
Well, you couldn't. There's no way to have intimate plus invite everyone.
And plus our family, then 27 friends. Like I know that my non-negotiable friends is going to be like that. And then plus my fiance's non-negotiable friends.
Yeah.
So it's like people have to get cut somewhere here. And if that means you have to sacrifice as well, then you have to do it. It's part of being married.
I feel like they both have to sacrifice if she's going to make him cut family members.
Yeah,
but it also is sad because she said that they're not a family that only sees each other once in a while. He's genuinely close with all these people.
That's what makes it hard.
I feel like also intimate could mean different things to different people.
Yes.
So for some people, saying I want an intimate wedding means that the only people there are people that they're close with. And then for some people, intimate means a small number of people.
Yeah.
So to him, he could be like, yeah, I do want an intimate wedding where everyone there I am close with. So I'm not going to invite my second cousins that I never see, but I am going to invite my second cousins that I'm close with.
Yeah.
So they also are just not on the same page when it comes to that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. They just both have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
There's no like, I get to invite everyone because I come from a small family and you don't because you come from a big family.
Yeah.
I think if you want a small, intimate wedding, then have that with immediate family. And if his family really wants a big wedding party, then have it like the next day or the next weekend and have like an event somewhere.
The top comment is yes, the asshole, mainly because you repeatedly called it your wedding as if your fiance isn't also getting married that day as well. True.
Facts.
The only way I would agree with you is the cost, but his family said they will pay. So you have no real reason on not wanting them to come outside of you don't want your husband having more support than you. But like another thing is, I feel like when it comes to family and like the support they give you, it's not based off of the amount of people. It's, in my mind, it's more like a percentage. Yeah. So if all of my cousins make up 5 to 10 people, I am still getting 100% of the support from my family. Yeah. But if all of his cousins make up 30 people, he's getting 100% of the support if they're all there. But then if he only invites 10 to 15 of them, now he's only getting 33% of the support from his family, even though they both have the same amount of people there. He has to do the whole day knowing that 20 of his cousins aren't there, and he's only getting 33%. Like, I just don't think that's fair at all.
Yeah. And I guess at the same time, like, she doesn't realize this now, but like, people support you even if they're not your family. Like, we had a family member get married fairly recently, coming from our gigantic family and the other side of their family who is even more gigantic than ours. And this person married someone who had a very, very, very tiny family. And we all were like, okay, we don't sit on one side of the church. We don't walk in and cheer for one side of the family. We all are like, their husband is now our family and we're all going to sit on their side of the church too, because we're all here for them too. It's just like, you have to realize that this is your family now and they should be just as accepting of you as they are of him. Yeah. So you should feel comfortable walking into a room of 60 of his family members and only 20 of yours. And I'm not saying that necessarily is the case. I don't know how good of a relationship they have, but like, this family needs to accept you and 100 million% support you. And that needs to be made clear before the wedding. And if that means that he sits down his family and he's like, look, she doesn't have a big family, so her support system isn't as gigantic as ours. I need you to come in guns a-blazing, rooting for her, cheering for her, sitting on her side of the church or the whatever, wherever the ceremony is. Like, they should be open to that. And for the most part, they probably would be. It sounds like if his family's this close, they probably would be supportive of whatever he said. So like, she needs to be a little more open-minded to that too.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Like, they should be dealing with it prior, just in the way that they plan. And it's like, I feel like when it comes to weddings, so many people are like, this is what weddings are. It's like traditional. It's in a church. The bride's family sits here. The groom's family sits here. At the reception, the DJ goes, who's here for the bride? Make some noise. Who's here for the groom? Make some noise. Who's ready to party? It's like, none of that. Do that. Some people do.
I've never heard that at a wedding. That's
some people
wild.
Do. The same thing with the church. It's like, you don't have to do that. Just because some people do doesn't mean you have to. You're in a different situation than a lot of other people. Your husband's family is going to be 10 times the size of yours.
Yeah.
So mix up in the church. Get one of those little cute signs that says, we don't pick a side. It says like, pick a seat, not a side. We're all family when the knot is tied, or something like that.
Wow.
Solution. You're done. And then you don't have to pay for shit because your father-in-law's paying for everything. So in the end, you're really lucking out.
Facts.
I mean, I still get where she's coming from because she wants this intimate wedding.
Right.
But you fell in love with a guy and you want to marry a guy that has a big family.
Yeah.
So you either need to not marry him or accept the new reality of your life, which is you're going to be having an intimate wedding that's going to include every single person in your husband's family.
Yeah.
And they're now your family. So instead of crying that her husband's whole family is going to be there, she should be happy that their whole family can be there. You're a team, okay? It's not his family, my family, and there's a feud and let's pick and choose. It's like, no, this is our family.
No family
But
feuding.
I think that secretly she doesn't like his family and she
His
doesn't want to
rowdy
accept them.
family.
Yeah, because if it was really a matter of people, the amount of guests, it wouldn't be, I don't want 60 rowdy people
It
there.
would not have been written the way it was written.
Yeah, you're giving yourself away.
We can read you, OP. We're really good at reading people.
And we're really good at reading the exact words that you write in black and white.
Facts. So yes, OP, I'm sorry to say you are the asshole. Dang, I should have a show.
Yeah, we do.
Did
this
I
is
ever?
literally our show.
Oh yeah. Did I ever tell on the story how I was on the Maury show?
Yeah, you make it seem like you were a guest on the show. I was
I
on
know.
the show.
I love telling people like I was on the Maury show. People's jaws hit the floor and they're like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "Well, shit, I didn't like drive someone's car into a ditch, but I was in the audience when someone told us that the girlfriend drove their car into the ditch." And I was like, "Oh, boo." There was a lot of clips of me being like, "Oh, boo." So like it was really exciting.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I do love telling people like, "Oh, I was on the Maury show." And
Should we insert the photos of you, the screenshots?
Sure, yeah. It was senior year of college, you guys. We needed something to do over winter break.
We have a very short story, but I think it's an interesting debate.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not checking the scores of a certain NBA game on a 3-hour flight for a passenger on an in-flight Wi-Fi I paid for? I was on a 3-hour flight on an airplane traveling back home. I didn't have any form of entertainment on me besides my phone, and you had to purchase Wi-Fi to use internet during the flight. It was $8.99 for the whole trip, so I decided to purchase it since I didn't want to be bored the entire trip. There was a passenger sitting next to me. He asked me if I can check the score for a certain NBA game that was happening. Since I paid for the Wi-Fi, I should be able to use it however I want, so I said no. He wouldn't accept no for an answer and said that it's only going to take less than 5 seconds to check the score. I said I don't care. You can buy Wi-Fi yourself if you want to know so badly. Would I be the asshole in the situation?
I don't think that they're the asshole. Like, I get it, but damn, that hurts.
I feel like I actually don't know the answer to this because I feel like both people are fine, but then they both do kind of suck.
Yeah.
But then also, like, why does he suck? It's like one of those things where as a person in society, do you owe other people things?
No, of course you don't. So that's why I'm saying he's not the asshole. He doesn't owe this guy anything. Like, he paid for his own Wi-Fi. Like, he deserves to use it how he wants. But at the same time, like, in society, we all just kind of look out for each other. And if someone asks you to check the score of the game, you check the score of the game. Like, I take the train to work every day. And every now and then, especially in the playoffs last year when the Phillies were in the playoffs, if there would be like a daytime game or like an earlier game or whatever, everyone was watching it on their phones on the train. Everybody. And the conductors obviously can't be on their phones while they're working. So if it's like, you know, a lull or whatever, they'll just like stop next to whoever's seat and be like, oh, what's the score? And just kind of watch over the shoulder. And every person will just like hold up their phone so that the conductor can see it with them. And it's like, no one owes that conductor shit. Like, they all pay for their data. They're all watching. Like, they don't owe him anything. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, oh, I want to know. You want to know. Like, I'll show it to you. Like, it's just like it's more of a common courtesy. No, you don't owe anyone anything, but it's just like a humane courtesy. I don't know.
I almost feel though that the guy who was asking is like more entitled and rude.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, okay, you can ask anyone anything, but you can't be mad if they say no, or you can't be mad if you don't get the answer that you want.
Yes.
Because if you get mad after you ask for a favor, then it really wasn't a favor, right? Like,
right. You were like demanding something.
Yeah, it's a demand.
Yeah.
And you're expecting it because you feel entitled and that you are deserving of this thing.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like, you can ask and the guy can say no, and he's entitled enough to say no because it's his thing that he paid for. But if you're going to continue to ask, like, you're just an a-hole. Like, you need to back off. Like, mind your own business after that.
Yeah. It's like, where does the guy who asked get off?
Yeah.
Continuing to ask the person next to him, like, please just check it. Please just check it. Like, no. Yeah. I don't know you. I don't owe you shit.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me.
Maybe he was just like unaware of social cues.
Or he's entitled and he thinks that people just owe him things just because they have things.
Yeah.
It's like, what would be the difference between like asking him that and, well, I don't know. I was going to say like, and asking him to borrow money to like buy a drink. Because it's a matter of money. Like the guy didn't want to spend $9 to figure it out.
For someone else.
Yeah. And like, I get that it would only take this like really short amount of time, but it's like, I don't know.
He could offer him like $1. He could be like, I don't want to pay for the full in-flight Wi-Fi, but $1 for a minute of your time to look up the game score.
Yeah, the return on that investment is pretty good too.
I would do that. Like if I was on a flight and like the Eagles were in the playoffs and I needed to know the Eagles score because it was like a 6-hour flight or something, I would be like, here's $1. I know you only paid $9.
Yeah.
Whatever. No, I can't wait until we land type of thing. Like he could definitely do that. But if it hit the point where they were still like, no, then just look it up yourself.
I also think the guy, like, yes, it is just like a quick common courtesy, but also I don't know if he's an asshole and I don't know if he sucks for not doing it.
No, he doesn't.
The overall vote on this was everyone sucks. But
yes, I feel that. Everyone sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. One time I was on a beach and I had just gotten my iPhone. I was a teenager. It was at the point where not everyone had an iPhone yet. Mm-hmm. I was on my phone on the beach and my two friends were next to me, but they didn't have iPhones. This woman turned to me and was like, "Can I borrow your phone for a second?" And she specifically asked me and not the other two. Even though one of them had like a BlackBerry, one of them had, I don't remember, like they all had normal phones, but just wasn't an iPhone. And I was like, why? And she's like, I need to call someone. And I was like, okay. And it was like so weird. But as a like 17-year-old, I just like said yes. And she was a like normal looking woman. And I literally felt weird saying no and like standing up for myself, even though I didn't want to give this woman my phone.
Yeah.
And looking back, I'm like, I wish I had a little more, I mean, I was a child, but I wish I had a little more confidence to be like, no, I don't want to hand you my phone. Like, I don't know you. Yeah. If you want to call someone, like, I'll hold the phone here and you can talk to them, but I'm not going to hand you my phone.
Yeah.
So I handed her my phone. And she did not call someone, but she was like typing something on it. And then when she handed it back to me, the Safari app was open and Twitter was open.
What?
Twitter. She just like borrowed my phone to go on Twitter and she like she lied to me about it. She told me she had to call someone.
What a weirdo.
So weird. And I was like, why? You just really needed to and she was like, she was with 2 little kids. So I'm like, you really just needed to go on Twitter that badly just now?
What a weirdo.
It was so bizarre. But I feel like it's kind of similar to this. Because it's like, yeah, the guy next to him wasn't asking him to like, oh, can you...
No, what like, you just said is weirder
it's weird,
than this
right?
story.
Okay. Like looking back, I'm like, I fucking wish I stood up for myself because what a weirdo.
And then I wish, like, if you hadn't stood up for yourself, when you got it back, you were like, what the frick is
this? Oh, no,
this?
Me and my friends looked at it. I was like showing them my phone and we were all like laughing at her. Yeah, and she probably heard us because she was sitting right next to right next to us on the beach. I actually hate when people lie. And I feel like people who have like big asks like this, or I mean, not that like, borrowing someone's phone is kind of a big ask. Like
personal property.
A stranger, just to do something that is like a privilege to you. Like so unnecessary. If she had to call someone because there was actually like an emergency or a need, that's different. Yeah, I'll do the common courtesy. But like just to tweet something like, oh, enjoying the beach with my like little kids, like that's fucking weird and unnecessary, and that's a privilege, not like, I don't know, a favor or like a common courtesy. That's literally a privilege. But that's whatever.
Weird.
So
that's way more weird than just wanting to know the score of a game and being like an obnoxious like person who nags the guy next to you.
Yeah.
It's not like he was like, hey buddy, can I borrow your phone to make a quick call? Like I really got to contact someone on land. Yeah. And then looked up the score and then gave the phone back.
Like making up no, but like I kind of respect the guy more, or not kind of, I do respect the guy on the plane more, because when people have these asks but then they lie about it, I just lose all respect for you. Like if this girl was like, yo, I know this is weird, but like I really want to tweet about my kids right now because my ex-husband, like I want to make him jealous, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Or like if she was like, I've been really active on Twitter recently and like I want to keep it going, I know this is weird, it doesn't make sense to you, but like, and I know it's a huge ask, do you mind if I do it? Or you can do it from your own phone and like I'll tell you the login. Like be honest with me and I'll be more on your side.
Yeah.
But I hate when people lie and they like beat around the bush. Like, you know the situation I'm talking about. There was like a time in our past where our one friend was asking this like huge favor from us, and they like disguised it as like, oh, do you want to hang out on Friday?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, well, actually, like, I wanted X, Y, and Z from you, and you're going to get absolutely no benefit. And I was like, if you came to me straight up and was like, look, I need a favor from you.
Yeah.
And I feel bad asking.
Yeah.
But is there any way you could do this?
Yeah.
I might still be annoyed that you're asking, but I'd have more respect for you if you just told me to my face your true intentions.
Yeah.
But as soon as you lie and like try to beat around the bush to get what you want, I'm like, you're a fool and you're weird.
Yeah.
And this is your fault, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy on the plane, it's like, I guess those situations are more intense than just asking for a score. But like, I don't know. I don't think he's like weird for asking. I think he's weird for demanding once the guy said no.
Yeah, for pestering. He's definitely weird for pestering.
Yeah. Oh my God, ew. Now I'm just thinking about that woman that used my phone. But it was like so normal. Like she just gave it back to me. But I'm like, you really didn't think to close out the app?
Or pretend you made a phone call.
Yeah.
Free.
And it was funny. Like I remember it so vividly. I remember what beach we were on, like exactly where we were sitting. And she like paused before. I was like, why? Like in the way that a 17-year-old like little awkward person would say why. And then she's like, I need to call someone.
I would have been like, no.
Would have been like, who is it? What's your relationship with the person you're calling, and why are you calling them?
What's the area code?
Yeah. I was just like, God. I feel like part of me also knew that she wasn't going to call someone, but I just was like, I mean, I could tell she was lying.
Oh.
Like the way that she said it, but I should have just stood up for myself and been like, no, I'm not going to give you a weirdo on the beach my phone.
Oh, hindsight is 2020. One more?
Shall we? This is a good one, I think. I actually don't know what the story's about, but by the title, I feel like it's good. Would I be the asshole if I confronted my friends about the lack of presents on my birthday because 3 of them didn't get me anything? I, 19, non-binary, invited 4 of my close friends on a trip for my 19th birthday at the end of February this year. The first day was relaxing/shopping day in a large city. We are from a rural town. The second day was an unlimited rides pass to a theme park in one of the suburbs. For the one night between, everything was 2 apartment rooms, a living room, kitchen, large bathroom, and bedroom, divided into 3 and 2 people per room, and a dinner at a fancy restaurant. So they paid for all of this?
Wait, they paid for it, or?
That's what I don't get.
So did OP pay for this, or did the friend group pay for this? Keep reading.
Yeah, they said I invited my friends on the trip. I feel like that implies that they paid for it.
They invited their friends on the trip, but I invite my friends on my birthday trips.
Right.
All right, keep reading.
Okay. The first day was great, leaving our small town about 6 a.m. on a bus to another town before catching the train into the large city. We did some shopping at anime and comic book stores, had lunch, and enjoyed the views the city had to offer. We checked in the hotel around 10 a.m. and decided to head to the pool. We swam for a few hours, and then we walked about 1.5 kilometers to the restaurant, stopping for some gorgeous photos. We enjoyed cocktails and amazing spicy food at this restaurant we'll call Neon. It was super busy, and the waiters were off their feet serving people, but we had an amazing time. Then we returned to the hotel and crashed out for the night. The next day was filled with super fun rides, semi-decent food for a theme park, and a lot of iced tea. We ended up super sunburnt in the summer sun. Wow, this is like so cute how they're writing this though. It sounds like a dream, especially for a birthday. Although Blue and C ended up the most burnt. Not real names, obviously. We then caught the train home and went our separate ways. My love language is gift giving. I love giving experiences, presents, and all of my love through thoughtful items. C gave me a card with some money, and I was very happy as I know from their background this was a big gesture. However, the other 3 are the friends I want to confront. Andy, Ben, and Blue didn't get me anything, not even a card. When it comes to birthdays, I usually go all out and easily spend $150+ on presents for them when it is their birthday.
Damn, OP, let's be friends.
I know. I had also paid for the entire trip to the city out of my own pocket. Holy shit. How did they afford this? How did a 19-year-old afford this?
I don't want to know.
Only Ben had offered to chip in for expenses, but I refused, trying to hint to keep it to go towards my gift. It is now the middle of March, and I haven't received any communication that they are waiting to give me a present at all. I'm not sure if I'm overreacting, but I feel like I am not heard as a friend and that the same thoughtfulness hasn't been applied to me. I have been very open that for special occasions, even if they're small, presents mean that you thought about me and my interests. So would I be the asshole if I confronted them?
No.
Really?
I think, okay. Had they paid for this trip, then
The
you
friends?
can't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Had the friends paid for this trip, then OP cannot expect a single more penny out of them. If OP paid for everything here, the least the friends can do is give a gift.
I agree as like a normal person, but I still think it would be bizarre if OP confronted them because
it would be
then it's
weird.
like, oh, well, did you only give us this birthday experience for you because you wanted us to give you something?
Yeah.
I thought you included us because you wanted to spend time with us.
Yeah, it's definitely like socially weird to ask someone why they didn't give you a gift or whatever.
Yeah.
But OP is definitely not an asshole for thinking, how dare they not give me a gift? Because they spent all this money on their friends, and the friends give what in return? Cece gives a card. That's it.
Yeah. For OP thinking it, I think it's fine. I'd be thinking it too. I'd be like, oh, well, they didn't even write me a card or anything, even to say thank you.
Right.
I had a similar experience one time. So in college, I was really close friends with this girl and this guy who didn't even go to our college. His friends went to our college. I don't know where he lived or what he did in life, but we met at a party through mutual friends, whatever. This guy, let's call him Ryan. Ryan fell in love with my best friend. He was like obsessed with her, texting her all the time, like asking her out. She didn't like him that much. Like she didn't dislike him, but she's like, I don't know you. Like, okay, yeah, we can hang out, but like, I'm not gonna like go on endless dates with you and like, whatever. So he starts asking her to do all these activities, one of them being going to a Sixers playoff game, which are so expensive, obviously.
Yeah.
And she was a big Sixers fan. So he tells her, hey, do you want to go to the Sixers game? My uncle gave me 4 tickets. And she was like, oh my God, yeah, free tickets. Like, let's go. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, you come bring Kelly and I'll bring a friend. So she didn't really think anything of this because it was in her mind, oh, this guy got free tickets to a game. Like, it's not really a date. But clearly he thought it was a date. So we show up in the outfits that you would wear to a basketball game, just like chill, like sneakers, leggings, Sixers t-shirt. He and his friend were wearing like really nice outfits. Like,
no,
not
I don't care how serious of a date you think this is. If we are going to a Philadelphia sporting event playoff game, you are dressing for that playoff game.
Yeah, they were wearing like button-up shirts.
No,
like,
you can wait in the car. You can wait in the car.
So we go to this game and walk in, and Ryan, he's like, oh, let me go get drinks or food or something. And they're about to tip off, which is like the most exciting part of the basketball game, you know. My friend's like, can we please go to the seats? Like, I really want to see the tip off. That's what it's called, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge basketball person. So he's like, oh, okay, fine. Like, you can go. Like, I really wanted to see your reaction to the seats, but like, you can just go. So she and I walk down, and these are like 6th row in the middle of the court, like insane seats for any basketball game, let alone a playoff game. It was crazy. We were like losing our minds. And I wasn't even the biggest Sixers fan at the time. Like, I was even freaking out about this, and I was barely a fan. The guys come down, she and I are sitting next to each other, and like I'm on the inside, and then she's like, I feel like we should switch just to be nice. So then we all switched, even though she didn't even care to sit next to him. She's like, I feel like I should just be nice and sit next to him though, because he asked me to go to this game, whatever. Even though in my opinion, if she didn't sit next to him at this game, that would be his own fault because he was not honest about his intentions. Like, if he wanted to go on a date with her or a double date with her, he should have said that. He shouldn't have been like, oh, I got free tickets to this game and like, blah, 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 let's go as friends. He did not seem nervous.
Okay.
He just seemed...
Continue the story.
Okay. So after the game, we go back to our college, and she and I are like, okay, I think we're going to go home. And he's like, oh, you guys like don't want to go out after this? Like, all of our friends are going out. And we were like, oh, well, we didn't really plan to go out after this. Like, it's already late, and we're wearing like really chill outfits. Like, we are not dressed to go out. And he's like, come on, like, let's just like trying to get her especially to go out with him after this game. And his friend was so nice. Like, I had no interest in him whatsoever, but like he seemed like a nice guy. He seemed pretty normal compared to his friend who was like putting on this whole ordeal. Eventually we were like, no, we're gonna go home. And he was like, okay, fine, fine, like whatever. Didn't drop us off, like just went back to his own. Well, no, it wasn't even his house. It was his friend's house, like at our school. And then we literally walked from their house. Like it was just so weird that he didn't offer to like drop us off anywhere. He just like went back to his own friend's house and he was like, okay, well, bye. We were like, okay, thanks.
I hate men.
So anyway, she like probably texted him and was like, I don't know, that was fine. Like I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what happened in their conversation via text after this. But the next day, it was a Sunday afternoon, he texts her like this scathing message being like, I spent like so much money and like you didn't even give me like a thank you after like I took you to the game and like I put so much effort into it. I knew you loved the Sixers and I did all this for you. And she was like, wait, like you told me that your uncle gave you these tickets. And he's like, I knew that if I said my uncle gave it to me, you'd go. But if I spent the money on the tickets, I knew you wouldn't accept them.
So then like, why'd you lie?
Yeah. So then basically he lied to like trick her into going out with him. But now it's her fault because she didn't show what he thought was the appropriate amount of like thankfulness to this guy. Because she's like, in my mind, you got these free tickets and you were like, yeah, you and your friend want to go. If he said to her, look, I work really hard, but like I really am like loving getting to know you and I spent this money and I want to spend it on you because you mean a lot to me and like blah, 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 blah. Like I'm sure she would act different if honesty was what he presented her with, but he was trying to manipulate her basically. No, not trying to. He did manipulate her.
Yeah.
So then I think like she left something at his house. The text from then on, like going back and forth, he was so rude to her after that and never asked her to hang out again. Or maybe he did ask her, but she said no. They never actually hung out, but she had to go back to like their house to get something. And then anyway, his friends who went to our school, whenever we would see them, they're like, oh, Ryan, like he's on something else. Like you got the full Ryan experience. Like apparently he does this all the time whenever he likes a girl. But it just reminded me of the like doing what you think is a good gesture for someone when like your real intention is to like get something out of them. So his real intention was to get like praise and like emotional attention from my friend. And then when he didn't get that, he was mad at her. But it's like, how are you going to get mad at someone else who doesn't know your true intentions? And yeah, people could express more I mean, it's not just men, but like, how are you going to get mad at someone when you're not even honest about your own intentions? And yes, people could show more thanks and be more thankful, but like, especially like in this basketball ticket situation, my friend was like more scared. She's like, if he just told me straight up, I bought these tickets for you, she would have been like thanking him so much. But then she found out that he lied to her about the tickets. And she's like, why would I be so overly thankful that you lied to me? Yeah. Like, you're just like backwards. And I feel like this OP is like similar in the sense that it's like, if you just wanted like gifts from your friends, they maybe could have said, I'll pay for everything, but I don't know, like show your thanks with a card or something like that. Yeah. A card would mean so much to me.
I don't think OP did it for the gifts though.
Yeah.
I think they did it to do it and it just hurts that they didn't get a gift in return.
Yeah.
Because that's like, I can understand that. I mean, obviously I don't think that they need to be reaching out to their friends like, hey, you didn't get me a gift and this is upsetting me. But I do think like they said their love language is gift giving and receiving. And that's my love language for giving is gifting, but it's not for receiving. So like if I did this whole thing for my birthday, I wouldn't want gifts in return, but I would do this whole thing for my birthday for my friends to spend my birthday with me and then still get them gifts for their birthdays because that's how I spread my love in gifts. But I don't necessarily think OP did it to get gifts. I don't think that that's their true intention. I think that it just hurt in the end when they didn't get gifts.
Yeah, I think so too, because they did say that it's their love language, but I think where the miscommunication is when something is your love language, it doesn't mean it's other people's. And so when your love language is not reciprocated, it can hurt. But I don't know, it's also hard because they said that they told their friends that gift giving and receiving is their love language. So you would hope that the friends could take a hint. But at the same time, OP is 19. I'm going to just guess that their friends are around the same age. Yeah. So other 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, maybe they're not the most mature. Maybe they don't understand love languages and how much it would mean to OP to give them a gift in return or whatever. Maybe they were just caught up in the excitement of, oh my God, my friend's birthday and my friend is treating us all and it's going to be so much fun.
Right.
And that's what they want for their birthday is all of our like presents as their present.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people just read things differently. Like, I would throw that for my birthday. I mean, I rented like a whole mountain house for my birthday one year, and everyone's like, oh, let us know what it costs. And like, had we divided it by everyone, would have been like $30 or $40 a person. But I just like didn't want anyone to pay anything because I'm like, your presence is my gift. Like, I'm just so glad that I got to spend a long weekend in a mountain house with all of my favorite people. And like, that to me is what matters. I don't think anyone brought me a gift, and I don't think I thought twice about it.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of friends brought like a bottle of wine. But like, I wouldn't have thought twice about it if people didn't bring me a gift. Like, it just, to me, their presence was my gift. And although my love language to give is gifts, so like I get it, I don't think that OP did it for the gifts. I think that they just are a little sad that they didn't get their thing in return. And they're young, so they're not thinking that that's not their friend's love language too.
I think so too. I do feel bad for them because as someone who also appreciates gifts, I feel like my love language doesn't involve gifts, but I always appreciate gifts. Mm-hmm. So as someone that really, really appreciates gifts, I could see why they're sad that they didn't get any. But also, how would you confront your friends? How would you confront friends and say, oh, after I paid for my whole entire birthday trip that I invited you on, why didn't you get me a present? There is no way to say that doesn't come off selfish and doesn't come off as if you did the weekend in order to get presents. Like, if they were to say that to their friends, the friends would be like, oh, so you only invited us so that we would give you a gift, and when we didn't give you a gift, now you're mad at us?
No,
there's no way to say it.
They absolutely cannot bring it up. Yeah. I just don't entirely think that was all of OP's intentions. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Even if it wasn't their intention at all, I see why they could be sad. I see where they're coming from, but I do think that there's absolutely no way that they could say that it wouldn't come off.
You would be the asshole no matter how you bring it up.
Yeah, period. You'd be an asshole. So you're not an asshole for thinking it, but you would be an asshole to say it.
Yeah, socially, it's just like, I hate to say it, but it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it is what it is.
Agreed.
You'll grow, though. 19 is so young. You'll grow, your friends will grow, and you'll learn each other's love languages. Yeah. I know my friends' love languages. I'm like not a super touchy-feely person, and I know some of my friends that are, and I just hug them even if it pains me. But I give them gifts even if they don't want them. So it is what it is. You'll grow, you'll learn, and it's life.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. I will try to not be entitled in my life after hearing these situations.
I'm definitely entitled in some situations.
Oh, 100%. Everyone is. It's very human to act entitled in certain situations.
But if I ever ask someone to check the Eagles or the Phillies score for me, please do it. I won't beg. I won't nag you in person. But just know how much it means to me if I'm asking.
And I will not ask to put on your wedding dress, but I might ask to put on your engagement ring. But if you tell me no, I will respect your choice.
My love language to give is gifts. So if you ever want to stop the internet gift from me, DM me, because I would love to send you a little gift.
What if like 10,000 people DM you?
10,000 people don't like me. You have to DM me and tell me you at least like me, okay? Oh my God, DM me a video of a dog. That's my receiving love language. DM me a video of a really cute dog, bonus points if it's a golden retriever or a Rottweiler, and add your address on there.
My love language is sharing this podcast with your friends.
That too. Post on your Instagram story a video of a dog, your address, and our podcast, and I'll send you something. Just kidding. Post our podcast on your story and DM me your address, and I'll send you something.
If you're in the first 5 to 10 people.
And if you live in the United States or Canada.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.